He's revered as the father of the digital revolution, an unparalleled innovator, and a design perfectionist. In 2010, his net worth was a staggering $8 billion. No other executive or creator in the technology industry holds greater significance than he does. He's among the most ingenious and bold CEOs of all time. A global icon who transformed the realms of technology and media, his products are adored by millions around the globe. The company he launched in a garage now boasts a valuation exceeding $742 billion. For over 3 decades, computers, music, movies, and mobile phones have been revolutionized by none other than Steve Jobs of Apple. Today, we explore the riveting journey of one of the most cherished entrepreneurs of all time. Steve Jobs in this biography. Born in San Francisco, California, to parents unable to care for him, Steve Jobs' early life was marked by a quest for identity. Adopted by loving parents, he was raised in a nurturing environment. His biological parents had high academic aspirations for him. However, young Steve was anything but a conventional student. Despite his remarkable intelligence, traditional schooling failed to capture his interest. Beyond a few selected subjects, teenage Steve, who grew up in Mountain View during the 1970s, was far more captivated by phone pranks, tinkering with computers, crafting innovative business ideas, and collaborating with his close friend Steve Wozniak. Steve's perspective on education has been well documented. He felt that true learning began only after he dropped out of college. In 1976, at just 21 years old, Jobs and his partner Steve Wozniak founded Apple Computer. The pair began their entrepreneurial journey in Jobs' family garage, funding their venture by Jobs selling his Volkswagen bus and Wozniak parting with his prized scientific calculator. Jobs and Wozniak are heralded for revolutionizing the computer industry by democratizing technology, making machines smaller, more affordable, user-friendly, and accessible to everyday consumers. Wozniak designed a series of intuitive personal computers, while Jobs took the reins of marketing. Apple initially priced these groundbreaking computers at $666 each. The early success of the Apple I spurred Wozniak and Jobs to develop more advanced computers. By the late 1970s, they had crafted Apple's first major triumph, the Apple II. This high-speed business workstation became a sensation in California, and Jobs quickly amassed a fortune from its widespread sales across the state and the nation. However, Jobs' ambitions to propel Apple further led to complications. He recruited John Sculley, the former chief executive of Pepsi, to steer Apple in a new direction. Sculley, seasoned and experienced, had little tolerance for Jobs' controversial and exacting management style. Within 2 years, their relationship had deteriorated to the point of no return. In a pivotal boardroom meeting, Steve Jobs was ousted from the very company he had founded. This dismissal sparked an unquenchable fire in Jobs, fueling his relentless drive for the remainder of his career. Just a year later, he acquired a struggling animation studio from George Lucas, the genius behind Star Wars. Despite hemorrhaging money for over a decade, funded largely by Jobs' own investments, the studio finally achieved a spectacular success in 1997 with the release of Toy Story. Simultaneously, Jobs established another company, Next, which focused on high-end workstations for the business market. However, Next struggled commercially and continued to lose money until it was eventually acquired by Apple a decade later, bringing Jobs back to the company he had originally built. Over the ensuing years, Jobs rose from a minor role at Apple to interim CEO and ultimately assumed the position full-time. During his second tenure at Apple, Jobs spearheaded the creation of some of the company's most iconic devices, including the iPad and the iMac. Under his visionary leadership, Apple not only surpassed its previous achievements, but also ascended to become the largest company in the technology sector. Although it took a significant setback to realign Jobs' path, his journey is emblematic of true genius and is often hailed as the greatest second act in business history. However, in early 2009, rumors began circulating about Jobs' noticeable weight loss, with some speculating that his health issues had resurfaced. Jobs addressed these concerns, attributing his condition to a hormone imbalance. After spending nearly a year away from the public eye, Steve Jobs returned to deliver a keynote address at an exclusive Apple event on September 9, 2009. Later on, October 5, 2011, Apple sorrowfully announced the passing of its co-founder after a nearly decade-long battle with pancreatic cancer. Steve Jobs passed away in Palo Alto at the age of just 56. Reflecting on his journey, Jobs once remarked, "I was lucky. I found what I love to do early in life at 20. The burden of success was replaced by the freedom of being a beginner again, less certain about everything. I'm convinced that the only thing that kept me going was that I loved what I did. You've got to find what you love. And that is as true for your work as it is for your lovers. Your work is going to fill a large part of your life, and the only way to be truly satisfied is to do what you believe is great work. And the only way to do great work is to love what you do. If you haven't found it yet, keep looking, and don't settle." Despite fierce competition from tech giants like Google and Microsoft, Steve Jobs ensured that none of these challenges hindered Apple's path to success. He worked tirelessly until his last breath to maintain Apple's status as the leading tech company in the world. He remains a true inspiration for every aspiring entrepreneur and will forever be celebrated as a hero of the tech industry.